In this video, we're going to talk about why do people say the hive is dying, why the hive is getting boring, what the hive did last year, what the hive is planning for 2022, and my suggestions to the hive. Interested? Let's get started. The hive is actually not dying. The hive is actually pulling a lot of players. Whoever said the hive is dying is actually meant the hive is getting boring and not dying. Even though 9,000 might seem like a lot of players, but the hive has pulled over 10k of players in regular days and almost 40k I think for the Sonic event. So we can see that the hive is actually losing a lot of players. Now let's talk about why the hive is getting boring. The reason the hive is getting boring is because of the lack of content and the lack of update. The hive puts most of their focus on making limited time content during 2021 more than permanent content. But in my opinion, I think why the hive spends most of the time on limited content is because I'll give you an example of Skywars Kids. They released it 2021. Everyone was hyped about it for a few weeks and it dropped. The players counts dropped and now Sky Kids is almost like a failure. It achieved 1,000 players in few weeks and now it only able to reach around 700 to 800 players. So this is why I think the hive makes more limited time content, because we players will tend to get bored of most of the things we played. Like Skywars Kids is a good game. It's basically Skywars but with kids, and it was fun, and now I no longer play that game. Now let's talk about what the hive did last year. This is probably the hive's biggest and best update, which is the hive Sonic event. It managed to pull a lot of players, and also it had this cool hub and game modes. I wish the hive would bring the game modes back, because the game modes were really fun. Even if you can't bring the whole game mode back, the Sonic game mode, I hope that hive would add them in Mix Arcade if they ever release Mix Arcade. Well, next is the replay cinema. Hive added a replay mode so that they can moderate hackers, and we can do a lot of cool stuff with it, like montage. This was actually pretty upsetting for some people, since you need to buy the pass for you to use it for around a year. But you guys have to remember this, that the hive is a business. If they give everything out for free, how would they earn? Next we have Skywars Kids. This is a good game mode, but it gets very annoying because everybody chooses Void Walker, which is the most common kit to use, since when you die you get an additional life, and most people are mainly to fall in the void. So yeah, it's kind of annoying, since when you try to kill them and they just jump into the void and they can recover from that. After that, we just have seasonal hub updates and also some updates to the game modes. I'm okay with what they've done with Skywars. They did a good job. I like it so much. It's wonderful. But with Treasure Wars, they literally just added Chorus Fruit and also Feather Falling Boots to reduce your fall damage. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, I've never used those items in game, not even once since they added in the game. I've used it in custom server for fun, but not really in game, because most Hive Treasure Wars games just go like rushing, where you go to the next person's treasure and kill them, next person's treasure, kill them. Or if you even don't do that, you will not probably buy Chorus Fruit, because you have to spend your emeralds on snowballs, ender pearls, TNTs. Same goes to the feather falling boots. Like if you have the feather falling boots, your armor just decreases, and I think most people would prefer having full armor protection than just fall damage resistance. Next, let's talk about what the hive plans to do in 2022. Before we get into that, I would appreciate if you guys could just check if you're subscribed. That's all, thanks. As you guys can see, the hive said that they're gonna focus on permanent content more than limited time content for 2022. The hive also have this disclaimer though. Before you read on, please note that we aren't committing to public release date for any of the following. They reflect our internal timelines, but we will always continue to only release content we deem is good and finished. And from the looks of it, it looks like our next game mode is going to be an arcade game mode. They also said that Ground Wars and Block Drop are going to be a permanent game mode in the Mixed Arcade game mode. The hive also said they are going to work on in-game reporting, which is really helpful, and thank you hive for doing that, since it's really a hassle for you to go to the hive Discord and keep reporting players. and I hope they allow us to get the replay for free so that we can report hackers with evidence, because right now it's not free, and those who doesn't have the replay, they cannot actually have any evidence to report a hacker. The Hive is also gonna add pets, even though I feel like this is not gonna be as useful or anything, but it's kind of cool to see pets in the hub. My suggestion to the Hive is to focus more on permanent content than focusing more on limited time contents. And besides that, I'm going to talk mainly about Treasure Wars right now, since it's my main game, and also I feel like it needs more update. Like, I would wish if they added more items and make it more like high pixel bed wars, because if you see, many people like to play bed wars in knockoff of high pixel servers for Bedrock Edition. So if Hive added things like iron golems, pop-up tower, and fireballs, or most of those things like that, it would be very fun to play the game. Like right now, Treasure Wars is not really a fun game, it's more of a rush game and see on your skills. If you're good at PvP, and then you're gonna win. If you're not good at PvP, it's hard for you to win. But in Treasure Wars, there's a different story because you can trap people to win. It's really hard to trap or troll people on Treasure Wars because of the lack of items, and since you can't break the map, you can't really do much trolling. Like if you see in Bed Wars, in high pixel, you can do trolling since you can spawn iron golems, silverfish, and you can also set trap on your base. And besides that, I would also wish that the Hive made the islands between islands in Treasure Wars further. And this is because if you see, all the islands are close to each other. You just need to buy 36 wools and you can just breach to your neighbor's island and just take them out. And this is not really fair for beginners because they would just get immediately wrecked by all the pros, the sweats in this game. And there are many sweats in this game, so I know how it feels when you can't really do anything. Everybody just starts beating you up. So if the island would fall, they might have time to react. And speaking of making the island fall, it also will help people to have more fun. Like the game won't be a rushing game. And talking about beginners, Hive should probably have their matchmaking based on the level of experience for each player, so that the sweats can play with sweats and the moderate can play with moderate and beginners can play with beginners. That way they won't feel the rush by other players. That is all from me, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. This video took hours to make, so if you could just check if you're subscribed or like the video, it would mean a lot. And for those of you who also feel the Hive is boring, please leave a comment telling me what do you think would be better for the Hive. And also, if you could just make a video telling your suggestions, this would help the Hive a lot and we can make the Hive fun again. So now let's not let the community of the Hive die, because I really don't want Hive to die. Hive is a really good server and I enjoy playing on it. And that is all from me, and I'll see you in the next one.